20,000. That is your now cost for something like this 5 to 10 kilos. The fear of authority is not, and I want every Botswana to have that feeling.
I think we'll stay there.
Are we on or are you
We're
practicing?
not.
Okay, I was worried. No, serious. But you're making it.
Good luck.
Thank you. God bless you.
According to Botswana police statistics, an average of 400 people die annually in road accidents in Botswana. Majority of these deaths are caused either by drunken driving, speeding, pedestrian misconduct, carelessness, use of electronic gadgets while driving, animals on the road, and poor road conditions, among others. To address this challenge in the Kgatleng district, the Department of Road Transport and Safety, in conjunction with stakeholders, has embarked on a road safety campaign aimed at creating and promoting road safety awareness through sharing of educational materials with road users, repair tools, and to showcase police officers as allies in road safety rather than enforcers of the law. Mr. Mohammed Tawfiq from the Kgatleng District Road Safety Committee joins me to explain how campaigns such as these can effectively promote road safety awareness and eventually curb road accidents and deaths. Good evening, Mr. Tawfiq, and welcome to Botswana Tonight.
Good evening, Comrade sir. And go on.
No. Good evening and welcome to Botswana Tonight, sir.
Thank you for welcoming me.
Yes, sir. Now, perhaps let's just talk about the Kgatleng District Road Safety Committee first, before we even talk about the campaign and some of the stakeholders that you're engaged in through this campaign.
Okay, so the Kgatleng District Road Safety Committee is it's an organization that is set up within by the DC's office. So the Mulaudi is the one that will give us members of the committee, and the members include the head of the DRTS of Kgatleng District, the traffic in charge of Kgatleng District. And our job is to give education to the public on road safety. Normally the campaigns happen every holiday. Now what we decided to do was, when I came into the committee, what I decided to suggest to them was, let's make it, we have a negative perception of officers. Even if you go on the road, you'll be scared that, oh, everything is okay with your car. But you're like, come on, I'm going to be charged for nothing. So we're trying to change it. I'm changing mindset. So what we're trying to do is, we want to show the individuals on the road that no, these officers, they are not there to charge you, to give you trouble. And in order for them to listen to these pamphlets that we give them about road safety, DRTS has been doing that for years now. But what we said is that before you give them any question, we hand them a soft drink. And we sponsor it through our companies. We were like, you know what, man, it's hot outside. You're going to it's holidays. You're trying to go to your home village. You're trying to go see your kids, and now an officer is stopping you on the road. You're already late. You have 2 days, and then now someone's stopping you, trying to give you a lecture. So we're like, first of all,
and I'm going far.
Exactly. Imagine you're going from here to Francistown. You know how many roadblocks you're going to come. When you come to our roadblock, we give you a beverage and we say, how are you? Are you good? Is everything alright? Like, do you want us to check your car? Do you want us to give you an oil top up? This is sponsored through Castrol Lubricants. It's one of our affiliates, and we provide it free of charge. And what we have noticed, we've been doing it through our company. We have a lot of NGOs whereby we do these events. But recently what we have noticed is that a lot of different organizations have come up with this thing whereby they started selling courses on road safety and stuff. We don't do that. And the thing is, we didn't trademark our whole thing. We let everyone copy us. But the negative that we have noticed now is that what are these guys? They're trying to make a business out of safety. We don't do that. We don't charge a single penny. If you come to our roadblock, you get everything free of charge.
Okay, let's just go back. How through your campaigns, why is police? What are the issues? Have you found out for you to say, okay, perhaps a soft drink, being friendlier to them, could get us to where we're going? What are the issues? Because surely we're not just afraid of police.
Now that you mentioned it, as I'm actually right now, I'm from engineering conference, and there's a paper by Professor Oledrian, 94, he did a research. He was funded by Botswana Police Services. The exact question you asked me, it's a coincidence that he did that research, and we had a conversation about this. And he mentioned to me that the issue is about the fear of authority. It's not just police. It's not just police hela, but even Botswana are fearful of authority. But that shouldn't be the case. And I want to give you a real life story as to how it changed my perception of police. So in 2021, my dad was in the hospital, and I was driving my mom to Mochudi. On the turn off by Pilani Landfill, my car stopped, like completely dead on the road. The blue and white came, and I was worried, okay, you know what, I'm in the middle of the road, I'm gonna get charged, they're gonna, scream at me. An officer came, put his hand on my shoulder, he's like, Wana, what's wrong? And I said, I'm sad, I'm all alone. You know what he said to me? I don't all alone. Let's push the car. He got two constables from his car, he pushed the car, he put it on the side of the road, and he waited for me until I came. And I want every Botswana to have that feeling. Where you don't know, these officers are there. Ghana, they see 100 people a day on that road, so they are frustrated, but they are there to help us.
Okay. I think you just gave an example of our men actually doing the proper service to the nation. Perhaps now let's just focus on the campaign now itself. Who are some of the stakeholders that you're engaged with, other than the police, of course, themselves, other than other than the police? Who else is part of this campaign?
So we have the station manager of DRTS. Basically, in Kgatleng district, we have our own DRTS, and they provide us with almost like 4 officers. And then we have the Mochudi police, they give us 3 officers, and I always request them to give us youth officers because we want more youth involved, because the people who are commuters are also youth. So it will be better youth on youth interaction. We also have, in terms of sponsors, we have Lubricants Botswana who give us free oil to give out to them. We have this is my parent company, Ali Motors, they also give us the bulbs, which actually, in fact, now that we talk about it, you see this bulb here. I brought this as a prop to show you. This is a tungsten filament inside, and there is a noble gas inside, an inert gas. This thing costs 5 to 10 pula. But do you know that if this thing short circuits in your car, when you are going to Francistown, a roadblock stops you there, the officer will say, turn on your indicator, let me check something. You get charged 1,000 pula if it's not working, but this thing is like 5 pula. So we give them out free of charge on our roadblocks. And another thing is, it's not only about that 1,000 pula. The other thing is that if you're on the road, you're overtaking on a dual lane carriageway, and you're overtaking, and this thing is short circuit, it's not working. When you think that, again, it's indicating. When you think you're turning, someone at the back cannot see that you're turning, and then he wants to overtake. He comes from behind, and you hit him on the side. Next thing you know, 20,000. That is your now cost for something like this, 5 to 10 pula. So we give them out free of charge.
Okay. Now let's just go back. Already now, you say hello, how are you? You give a soft drink, then you share useful information that you just shared, and then you share a globe. Is that a globe or a bulb?
Yeah, it's the same thing basically. It's a halogen bulb.
Yes. Then you share a bulb. But what else do you do? And Kgatleng, I can imagine, is such a big district. Have you covered the entire Kgatleng district? Are you in certain parts of the Kgatleng district? How do you go about this to ensure that every single resident of Kgatleng district gets this type of information?
Yes, so we started this from last year. The safety campaigns happened, but our type of safety campaign started from last year. We had it in Independence. We are trying to do it all over the country, but we don't have enough sponsors and enough people to do that, because we have to provide individuals our own staff. Because like you're saying, it's not only about giving stuff. Also, we ask them, would you like to get more information? We tell them about their tires. We tell them about their brake pads, like when you need to change them. You don't wait for your tires to get bald. Otherwise, if you're braking and it's wet, your braking distance increases, and you're going to go and knock someone in the front. And also the other thing is, you told me how I can reach out to other people. So I have a friend of mine, her name is Twala. She does arts and whatnot. I'm trying to incorporate how her organization can also do a certain part of Kgatleng. Then I have she's a very famous girl in pageantry. Her name is Sebaka Munyapitsa. I was actually in school with her, and she has this thing called Frontier Organization. So she's based in Kgatleng. So I want to now, like, I'm trying to make it a national thing, but I cannot do it alone. So I'm incorporating my friends' organizations, and these are non-profits, these are NGOs. In fact, when she was campaigning for her Miss Botswana thing, she came to Mochudi on my asking to come and donate to our school. My school is a special ed school where I studied. They use this thing called Braille because they are visually impaired. So she did come through for that, and I'm hoping that not only her but other organizations. I'm open to people reaching out to us. We don't charge anything. It's free of charge. This is a social service. You see the way I'm dressed. I'm from a conference. I came straight to your studio.
Okay. Now, everything that you have said to me speaks to the drivers on the road, but we also say, you know what, there is some defects on the road that cause accidents. We're also saying there's carelessness from pedestrians as well. People are using gadgets. People are walking drunk. There's just so much that goes on the road other than the driver themselves or the car itself. So what else are we doing to speak to the different pockets and the different segments of the campaign and audiences?
See, because we are part of the educational side of the road safety campaign, and I'm not a member of parliament or member of the council. Like, I mean, there are councillors. I have Honorable Lebeko, he's a very good councillor from our side. And we raised, as the committee, we raised concerns to them, but we don't have the power to go to the road and then just fill up potholes or do that. What we can do is submit a report. What we can do is tell them that, okay, we noticed, okay, we also have a member of Statistics Botswana who's with us whenever we do a campaign. That person is recording all these things, like what the motorists, their age, their gender, all of this, what they are saying. So when you talk about the response, not only relating to the vehicle and that, there are some concerns, yes, you are right, but that is something that we are trying to change, but we don't have the power or the resources to do as of yet.
Okay. Now, perhaps we've talked about what we have picked. We are generally afraid of power, of authority. But besides that, what else are we picking that you could say, you know what, maybe these are some of the behaviors that are exacerbating road accidents. Maybe this is the ignorance that is exacerbating road accidents.
It's a really common, sir. If I tell you the truth, I had a conversation in the car with my friend on the way here, and you are right about one thing. Like, I know what you're getting at right now. There is also an issue of motorists overspeeding. There is an issue of motorists drinking and driving. And the whole purpose of the educational campaign is not only to address this side, but also to address the other side. But we cannot directly, shove the message down people's throats, because the government has been doing that for a while and it has not been working.
So how then if we borrow from what you've done, you said that you started this last year. What are the key lessons then? What have you learned about us and how we are receiving you in the Kgatleng district and what you are bringing into this year, and of course to some of the stakeholders that you say you also want to bring on board to take this beyond Kgatleng?
So what we noticed from the feedback we got from the motorists themselves, because we are based in Kgatleng for many decades, they come directly to us and tell us that, okay, well, we saw that you guys were doing this, but at the same time, we didn't, sometimes they complain about some officers' behaviors. They're like, okay, but we didn't receive good service per se. But then we have to explain to them that this is a government-sanctioned event. We are just trying to help motorists. We cannot go above and beyond. Even the resources we have are limited. So motorists actually love it, but they want it to be bigger. They want more. And we are trying to explain to them that, yes, we wish we could do that, but we can't at the moment. Also, the other thing we noticed was that there were a lot of youth motorists, and the officers we get and the officials we get are all adults, grown-ups. And it becomes like a bit of an issue, for them when they're interacting. It is like, you see, the fear thing comes in again. Because imagine a kid, and then imagine someone 40 years old, and that interaction becomes like that. So we are trying, I did talk to Superintendent Masilo, he's the station commander at my station, and I did ask him, sir, please give me youth officers. And he's a very good man, and we are working on that. We're working on that actually. So hopefully, maybe this year, it's going to be different. It's happening tomorrow, you should pass by.
Okay, so it's going to happen the entire period, or is it just tomorrow only, or the entire Independence holiday?
Okay, so remember, the people that are going to be part of this are all employees, and the holidays, you get the idea. So basically on the 20th, it started today actually. Right now we are in the month of prayer. So 25th, we go on the road, as in today, the officers went on the road, they stop the road, they have a moment of silence, and they pray for the victims of the accidents. And then 26th, which is tomorrow in the morning, 8 o'clock, we will be at the Pilani Road. We actually in the meeting decide the location, which is the busiest. So we'll be on Pilani Road, and then we are going to be there from 8 o'clock until 12 o'clock. And then on the next day, which is the 27th, which is the Friday, just right before the holiday starts, we are going to be on the A1, the turn for Duet Trailing. We're going to be on the left side of the road. That's normally where we are positioned. So these are the two locations and these are the two timings. It's a half-day event.
Okay. Okay. So what are the motorists? What should we expect as motorists? Anything else that you haven't mentioned thus far? What should we expect? No. Even from a messaging perspective,
okay.
What should we know we are going to have youthful police officers. We know there's going to be a code.
I'm wondering, a lot of young guys are going to come now.
What else should we expect from the campaign?
Well, the main goal of the campaign so that you see that feeling that I had, like it's an emotional thing, like not everyone's gonna get that feeling, but my goal to do this, I don't make a penny from this, is to make sure that every Motswana gets to have that feeling that these guys are actually our parents, these guys are there to protect us. And the second goal of this is to change the issue of having the number of accidents that actually the statistic goes up like this. Every time there's holiday it goes up. So we are trying to change that no, even when the holiday comes, the statistic stays like this. So that's actually the main goal of this. This thing of them, not fearing the officers, it's something that we as in Kgatleng are trying to do. But generally throughout the country, we're trying to stop people from dying on the roads.
Okay. But can we shy away from the fact that they are scary? And sometimes they do use their power heavily so.
It is true, and I'm gonna sound like I'm justifying them. I'm not saying this because I know most of them, but here's the thing. The officers, I've had conversations with them, okay? And I'm not gonna disclose everything, but one thing that they have said is like, imagine like at your work you have 2-3 interviews a day of different people. Sometimes you meet nice ones, sometimes you don't. These officers have to meet more than 100 people per day. And not everyone is gonna be like, you just Mela, and then you'll just be like, oh I can't. So when you hear that response, you will just be, as an officer also, even you are a constable, but you're just greeting someone and then he's just like, what do you want? So and imagine 100 times a day. So officers are frustrated. And that's why myself, what I try to do is that even if I'm not at fault, I just try to be nice to them. And if motorists did that, I know I'm asking a lot from the motorists. They're not supposed to, they're just supposed to do what they want to do, but I'm hoping that motorists understand. And of course, we're going to have workshops for officers also soon in the future to also make them, smile and all of that.
Okay. So as we wrap up our conversation, I think everything that you have said, as cliche as it might sound, it really speaks to that mindset change. So as we wrap up, tie that nicely for us.
As in, you want me to give a closing message of sorts?
Yes.
Okay. So, Tata, at the moment, our goal is that we don't have anyone dying on the road. We don't want anyone to die on the road, and we don't want anyone to be scared of authority on the road. We want everyone that is traveling this holidays for weekdays, so everyone that is going to your home village or whatever you're traveling to, just make sure that your vehicle is correct, everything is in order. And if we find you on the road, what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to give you some free equipment. We're going to try to give you free education on how you can keep your car well in check. And we're going to make sure that you have a safe trip. So the goal is everyone should have a good independence, everyone should have a safe independence, and we don't want anyone fighting anyone.
Okay. So essentially, let's just be kind to one another, including the police officers.
At a changing mindset.
Thank you so much. That was Mr. Mohammed Tafiq speaking to us about road safety, the campaign that they have going on in Mochudi, rather in Kgatleng district, because really it is an entire district, although tomorrow there will be somewhere along the Pilane Road, speaking to us about road safety, what we need to do as drivers, what we need to do to take care of our vehicles to ensure that we arrive alive, we arrive safely, and of course emphasizing that we need to have that mindset change as far as dealing with police officers and ensuring that we understand that they're there to help us, they're there to ensure that we arrive alive. Thank you so much, Mr. Mohammed Tafiq, from the Kgatleng District Road Safety Committee. Mohammed Tafiq, I think we'll stay there.
Are we on or are you practicing?
not.
Okay, I was worried. I was like, that was sudden.
Mohammed Tafiq from the Kgatleng District Road Safety Committee joins me to before we talk about the campaign.
No, it's not club.
The committee.
Yeah, it's an official committee from the DC's office.
Okay, tell me about the committee.
So basically, every district in the country is given a mandate whereby they have a budget and they have to conduct educational road safety campaigns. Now, in conversation with my station commander, we did some events with them through our NGO wing under our company, and what he decided to say was like, we have noticed this issue of motorists being afraid of police. So then I went to meet the Malawi and Malawi said, no, say that. What? You're making it. I'm the one who asked for it. Through tomorrow.
Good luck. All right. What do you want us to do?
You can reach him now.
We also have, we are trying to make sure that your vehicle is okay. So these valves we are giving free of charge for you guys. You can keep them in case your car is short circuit, you just change the valve. I guess these guys will charge 1,000 euros. So we are giving you for free. So they don't charge you. Alright, you have a triangle? You don't have a triangle. So you put this up, I get it whenever you are in an accident, and if you are breaking down, just put it at the back.
Thank you. God bless you. Kanta ba siya ng lerato? Sasa napaka tunter kiki.
The thing I can.
I told them to register.
Okay. 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 Hey, tell me about this oil, yeah.
This oil we are going to top up or
Okay. All right. Okay, no problem.